Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Best here with part 15 of the Creation Kit tutorial series. This is also part 2 of the little mini series we're doing where we talk about quest scripting and building your own quest. Today we're going to make it so the quest is actually fully completed and the player can work their way from point A to point E, effectively. From not knowing the quest, to picking up the quest, to killing the bandit, to getting the ring, and to handing the quest in. There will be another part soonish where we will finish everything off, where we'll add objectives and clean everything up a little bit. But after today, the quest will actually be fully completable. Didn't mean to have this little notepad up. That'll all make sense later. Now the first thing we need to do is obviously load file, data, Skyrim, and then the mod we're editing. I am again editing Naxx's Tomb like last time. I'm not gonna keep explaining this. You guys know all this by now. And what we're actually going to do, just as a little refresher, is add a bit more dialogue. What we want to do is add the dialogue from part 30 of the quest, from stage 30. So you've killed the bandit, you've got the ring, and you're going up to Dolphin Puppet. We need to say to him, here is your ring, he's going to take the ring, and he's going to complete the quest. That's what we're going to do here. So, as we did last time, character quest, and we're going to edit NewQuestQuest. We're going to go to dialogue views, as we did last time, and there is our dialogue view. This is what we made last time. If you haven't got this, if you haven't seen the last tutorial, none of this is going to make sense. I highly recommend you go read the other tutorial first. What we've done there, we're creating a new branch, like we did last time, because as you remember, a branch is like the start of a conversation, and because this conversation takes place at a completely different time than the other branch we created, we do want a new one. The branch ID we're going to call NewQuestQuest End, because this is going to be the branch that finishes the quest. Click OK for the topic, and there it is. Now we're going to right click Edit Topic, and we're going to do basically exactly what we did last time in the last video, and just build a little bit of dialogue. So if you followed the last tutorial, this will all make perfect sense. The topic is what your character says, so hey Dolphin, I've got your ring, bro. Because everyone says bro in Skyrim. And then we have to, sorry, not a dictionary spelling. Give that a second to cry and die. Any second now. So we double click in there, that's our response window if you remember. So we need to set the response text. Thanks, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Huzzah. That's just response text, that's the text that'll pop up when you say, hey Dolphin, I've got your ring, bro. Like last time, we should go ahead and do a sound file and stuff, like I showed you last time, but for the purposes of time and getting this along, I don't need to show you that again. So click OK, and it'll bring up our topic info page as it always does, and like last time, we need to set some conditions. So the first one, get his ID, again we need to set that to the same as last time. We need to set this to Dolphin Puppet, because we don't want just anyone to be able to say, to have this topic info and to have this response. We want it set just to Dolphin Puppet. And get his ID, the condition, is how we do that. Give that a second, and then we go new quest actor. If you remember, that was Dolphin. Click OK, and click OK, and then we're going to set another one because we only want this option to be available at stage 30 of the quest. And stage 30 is the stage where you have picked up the ring from the bandit's corpse. So we're going to set that to get stage. Oopsie daisy. Get stage. Give it a second. Get stage. And click invalid. So obviously we need to pick our quest. New quest. And set that to 30. That's the stage of the quest. We want this dialogue option to pop up. We don't want it to pop up at stage 40 when you complete the quest, because that would make no sense. And if it popped up at the start, that would also make no sense. So click OK. The last thing we need to do is add a little bit of a script fragment here, like we did last time, that basically says, once this conversation is over, at the end, activate this script fragment. And the script fragment is going to put the quest to stage 40, which is then the end of the quest. So I'm going to just paste this in here. Again, I will link this in the description as always, but I don't have to explain this. This is no different than the script from last time. So you paste it into end in Papyrus fragment, click compile, click OK. Give that a second again. Sorry, my laptop is having a slightly slow day. click OK, and our dialogue is finished. We don't need to write any more dialogue for this quest. Hooray! What we need to do now, however, is build an actor who's going to be our bandit, and build an item that's going to be the ring that we need to retrieve, and then we're going to attach the script to both of them, so that when you kill the bandit, you go to stage 20 of the quest, and when you pick up the ring, you go to stage 30, and then that will all link together, so that when you've retrieved the ring, the dialogue option with Dolphin will become available, and we'll be able to complete the quest. So we're going to go ahead and make an NPC first. We're going to go make ourselves an actor. Now, I've shown you how to do this before. We did it last time with Dolphin. I'm not really going to go into any detail about the basics of building an actor here, but I've already built him, and I will show you why now. So I've got NewQuestThief. You would, of course, just right-click, click New, and then pick an ID. The ID I picked is NewQuestThief because it's always helpful to have the same first couple of words at the start of an actor. Apologies if you can hear the chavs outside. So here is my actor, Thievy Joe. You've seen how to do ID name, short name stuff, and if we wanted him to be a bandit and to be aggressive, we go on AI data, set its aggression to aggressive or frenzied or something like that. What we're going to use, though, in this case, is something called a template data and an actor base. And this is used by a lot of modders and by Bethesda to quickly build fairly unique characters, but without having to set each value individually. So we've gone down here to template data and actor base, and we picked the actor base, level, bandit, ambush, melee, one-handed. Now the LVL, level, basically means it's a leveled character, so when we approach him, depending on the player's level, the gear and the abilities and the strength of the bandit will change. So a level 40 character will have a very different bandit than a level 10 character. Bandit is basically a class. Melee one-handed uses a one-handed melee weapon. Dead straightforward. There's all these template data boxes below it though, and these define what the character has. So AI data means he uses the data that Bethesda have attributed to an ambush melee one-handed bandit. Same with traits and stats and factions and stuff. What I want you to do is go ahead and tick all of them except use script, use inventory, and use base data. Now we don't use script because we're going to add our own script. We don't use inventory because we need to be able to add the ring, and we can't do that if it's grayed out and if the inventory is already defined. And base data we just ignore, don't worry about that one. The reason I'm telling you to do this now and not showing you is because every time you click one of these, the creation kit inevitably lags a little bit, and it takes quite a while to go through and click all of them. Don't rush it, just click one, leave it, let it load, and click another. It will take you a few minutes or so to get through them in all likelihood, maybe longer, maybe it won't take you any time at all. But just so you're aware, just click them slowly one by one. And now you're done, you've set up your bandit, so we need to attach a script. And our script is going to say, when this actor dies, set stage 20 of the quest, which is the stage where the bandit's dead but you don't have the ring. So to do that, we're going to attach a script. So in the scripting bit here, we're going to click add. We're going to click new script, click OK. And we need to give it a name, so let's call it new quest bandit script. Extends object reference, I've explained. Don't need to worry about that. Click on oopsie daisy. Of course. New quest bandit. I'm just going to go script. Then let's make that work. If it pops up saying it's used before, just give it a different name. It's not a big deal. And then your papyrus script will pop up here. What we need to do now is attach something called a property to that. Now what a property is essentially a hook. At this point in time, this script is attached to this bandit, this thief. What we want to do is attach it also to the quest. So we need to use a property, which is a hook, to hook the quest to this script, and that will intrinsically attach the bandit to the quest. So to do that, we double click on new quest bandit scripts. We click add property, and type we need to set it for quest. This tells the hook what to look for. So you can attach it to a certain perk or a race, blah blah blah. For the purposes of this, we want it to be a quest. Once I learn my alphabet, I will find it. PQ, there we go, quest, and the name. You need to set a name for your property, for the hook essentially. So we're going to call it new quest thief hook. Not hook, why am I attaching hook? New quest thief property. That's what we're going to call our property. We're going to click OK, and hopefully that will be nice to me and work. It is a little tetchy at times, but if it's done right, your property will now pop up here on the left. Now at the moment, you've got a script attached to the bandit and it knows it's hooked to a quest, but it doesn't actually know what quest. So we click Edit Value on the right, and then we pick New Quest Quest. Click OK. So we've got a script attached to our bandit and attached to the New Quest quest. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually know what to do with that quest. It knows it's attached to it, but there's no reason for it to do anything. You know, it doesn't know what to do, it doesn't know how it interacts with that quest. So this is where we're going to add a little bit of scripting. To do that, we need to right click on our script name, click Edit Source, and that'll bring up your sort of scripting bit here. As usual, I will link the following script in the description to the video, so you can just go ahead and copy and paste it. But you should have something that looks a bit like this. This bit is boilerplate that comes with every new script. You don't need to worry about that. We have gone through most of this in the past tutorial, but I will explain the new script we've just put in. So like we did last time, there's an event, and this event takes place upon the death of the actor. So when the bandit dies, this event starts. And the event is set the objective, which we will do next tutorial, and set the stage of this quest here, well this property, the hook, to stage 20. So it's hooking to the quest. We know what quest it's hooked to. It's hooked to NewQuest, and this script allows the property, the hook, to set that quest to stage 20, which means we've killed the bandit, but we don't have the ring. And then EndEvent, which just means, you know, stop it. Simple enough. File, save. I should mention, make sure that this line here, NewQuestThiefProperty, matches the property name you gave your property. What you called your hook needs to be the same as that line there for both cases. File, save, that'll compile. It should hopefully go without any problems or errors. Compilation failed. Variable NewQuestThiefProperty, blah 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 blah. In doubt, I tend to just save anyway and say it's going to work. Maybe not the best idea. However, I'm just having a quick look here. You will find issues. So we say variable NewQuestThiefProperty is undefined. No, you don't need to worry about this. If there's a problem, I'm going to pause this. I'm not quite sure why that's decided to shout at me a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead and save it again. But for all intents and purposes, guys, that should work perfectly well for you. I may have a typo in there somewhere that I'm missing, but I'm just going to go ahead and save it, and we're going to assume it's going to work, frankly. It should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. I may be missing something here, but I've done a little research, I've checked it. There shouldn't be any problems with that, really. Please do let me know if you have any problems, and I'll do my best to help, but that should work. Sorry, but it should work. Once that's done, once it says save succeeded, we can go ahead and close that down and click OK. So now we've got a bandit that upon his death will set stage 20 of the quest in motion. However, you can't complete stage 20 without the ring. So we're going to go ahead and create a ring quickly. To do that, we need to go down to items, to armor, and then amulets and rings. Now, some won't work. If you right click an item, click edit. If it comes up with scripts here and this is all grayed out, you know that item isn't going to work for our purposes. You need to make sure whatever you're working on is editable in terms of script. So DB silver ring, as you can see, it's grayed out there. This ring won't work for our purposes. Same with Nexus, same with any item, really. I'm going to go down and jewelry ring gold, as far as I know, that will work perfectly. Yeah, scripts isn't grayed out, which means we can add our own script. So making a new item's dead easy. I've shown you this before. It's pretty much the same as making a new object, a new actor, a new anything really. We're going to just duplicate jewelry ring gold, right click and edit it. We're going to change the ID to new quest ring object. Anything you want there. The name, Dolphin's Ring, makes sense. And the value, we want this to have a little bit of value. I'm going to call it 500. That's all well and good. You can choose whatever values you want for 500. You can make it a bit enchanted, all that kind of thing if you want. Give it an armor rating. That's completely down to you. The scripting is the important bit. So as with the actor, we go to the right here and it says scripts, Papyrus scripts, and it's exactly the same sort of setup as it was. We're going to click add, we're going to click new script again, and we're going to call this NewQuestRingScript. Click OK, give that a second. Okay, and it'll load up again, and again we double click it because we've got to attach our hook, we've got to link it with the quest. So we add property, we set it to quest. Name, we're going to call this NewQuestRingProperty. Hopefully that'll load up just there in a second. Yep, there it is, and we click edit value like we did last time, and we need to pick NewQuestQuest. So once again, our ring is linked to NewQuestQuest via the property, a la the hook. But like with the bandit, when we first did that, there's nothing there. You know, it's attached to it, but it doesn't know why, it doesn't know what it's doing. So we're going to right click and edit source. And like with the bandit, this will pop up. And also like with the bandit, I will paste this script here that I'm about to use into the description of the video, so you know, basically you can just copy and paste it straight in, but I am going to explain it a little bit. It's basically saying the object references are the new container and the old container. So the two things this script is concerned with is the old container, which is the bandit, and the new container, which is the player. Well, it should be the player, that's what the script is going to say. So the event occurs when the container changes from the old container to the new container. If the new container is the GetPlayer, but basically if the new container is the player character, then it carries on, and the objective displayed and the stage of the quest that is hooked via this property here. Remember, set this to the same name as whatever it is you gave the name of your, whatever you called your property that we set a second ago, make sure that's the same name there. Using that property, it will set the stage of the quest, NewQuestQuest, to stage 30, pretty much what we just did with the bandit. Same again, we're going to click save. It's probably going to shout at me, but it should work. Oh, that one actually decided not to shout at me. So there we go, save succeeded. We can go ahead and close that down. Close that down. You don't want to create a new, if you've duplicated it, don't create a new form. If you edited the original and you've changed the ID, create a new form, basically. Click yes, and now we have the ring, we've got the bandit. There's only really a couple of things left to do. We need to give the bandit the ring, we need to put it in its inventory, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we need to get our bandit into the game, and then we're going to go check it out, and hopefully we'll be able to get the quest from Dolphin, go to Nax's tomb, which is where we're going to put our bandit, kill him, which will activate the next stage. You won't know that intrinsically because we're not going to set objectives and stuff yet. We're going to do that in the next part of the tutorial. But you'll kill him, that will on the sly activate stage 20 of the quest. Then you'll pick up the ring, which will activate stage 30 of the quest, and then you'll hand in the ring, which will activate stage 40 of the quest. And what we should see is the dialogue options of Dolphin change when we get the ring. But first we need to add the thingamajiggy, the ring, to the bandits, the thieves inventory. So we're going to go right click on him, edit, go on inventory, which as you remember we made sure we didn't tick inventory down here, otherwise we wouldn't be able to edit what we're about to edit. Now you can set a default object outfit if you want him to, basically whatever you want him to look like. There is bandit clothing stuff, I don't really want to spend too much time on this kind of thing. Let's give him a studded outfit. And inventory, we right click on the inventory sort of panel here, we right click, we click new, and that'll give you this useless count one blah 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 blah. Adds a basic object ID, and we edit this by changing these little details here, so we can add how many rings we want. Say, you know, we want to give him 5 axes or something, very easy to do just by changing the count. But the important thing is the object itself, which we want to change to NewQuestRingObject, which as you remember, when we made a new ring earlier, that's the name we gave to the ring. So now you can see in the inventory of the thief, NewQuestRingObject count 1. Click OK. We're going to make our way to Nax's tomb in our cell view, which is the dungeon I made in previous tutorials. If you don't have a dungeon you've made, that's fine. Go search for a dungeon out there, find a house, find anything, or build one yourself if you want. And just find somewhere to put your bandit so he can be. You need somewhere to go. It really depends on what kind of quest you're building and stuff like that as well. But in my case, I want the bandit to be trolling around a dungeon, so we're going to use a dungeon. That's all there is to it. And then we need to find our thief. We're going to drag him in, that's all you need to do. And it'll show up as a big green M. Now this is a marker, and the reason he shows up like this instead of sort of a character, instead of like a model, is because, as you remember, he's leveled. And the gender and the race will change randomly. It keeps it a bit more exciting and interesting. And it means obviously they can't show you what he'll look like because they don't know until the player enters Nax's tomb. But there he is as a marker, or there she is, we don't know. If that doesn't show up, well actually it should show up. Hitting M can sometimes make it appear and reappear, but it should be fine. You can rotate if you want to define which way he's facing, but because we've given him the basic AI data when we set him in the template, he'll wander around a little bit and do general bandity things. Theoretically, this will now all work. Hopefully this hasn't been too complicated. Hopefully you've managed to keep up. Sorry if it's been a little confusing at times. If you do have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them and do my best in that case. But for now, I'm going to go hop into the game and we're going to see if this works. See you there in a second. So we are here in the Four Shields Tavern, which is where we put our quest maker, Dolphin Pipette, in the last video, as you can remember. I'm just going to show you this again. Let's talk to Dolphin. What's up, bro? Sure thing, bro, I'll help you out. As you remember, I did talk about there's a bit of an issue with the text.
Don't start any trouble,
but I did, in the description of the last video, I put a little link, a little description on how to fix that. And for the vast majority of you, the speech should work perfectly. We're now going to make our way to Nax's tomb. So we're going to CLC into there because I've not actually put an exit in yet. So we CLC Nax's tomb, which is center on cell. It'll be a bit weird for a second until I can... Nope, that's not working. CLC Nax's tomb. Let's try that again. It does work. I've done it before, I promise you. There we go, and we are inside. Now, hopefully there's a bandit in here. Yep, there he is.
Gonna start keeping a knife in my boot.
There's Joe, the bandit, Joe.
Mind yourself with that fire. Don't
now,
burn anything
for
down
some reason, I suspect the base data, he isn't actually an angry bandit.
Need something?
I'm not sure why I didn't tick AI-based data. There was a reason for it, but I recommend... You remember earlier when we were ticking things for the template base, go ahead and tick base data as well, or if you want, go in, edit yourself and make him aggressive. Because I feel so bad. He was a lovely guy. He was being so nice. Poor Fifi Joe. Oh well. But if we search him, Dolphin's Ring, there it is. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Now hopefully, we're going to go make our way back to the Four Shields Tavern. And with any luck, Dolphin will take the ring. Actually won't take the ring at this point, because we've not done that. That's what we're going to do next video. But he should acknowledge that we have the ring by presenting us with a new dialogue option. So stick around and we will go find out. So we are back in the Four Shields Tavern. We have Dolphin's ring. We've killed the bandit. So effectively we went from stage 0. And then we talked to Dolphin. We got stage 10. We killed the bandit. We got to stage 20. We retrieved the ring. We got stage 30. And hopefully now Dolphin will present us with a new dialogue option. And once that's done, he won't present that option anymore because it will jump the quest to stage 40. Let's go find out. Dolphin, my friend. Hey Dolphin, I've got your ring, bro. Click it. And then when we talk to him again, no dialogue option. Now there's no objectives, there's no rewards, stuff like that. But on the base level of it, that is a fully functioning quest. So hopefully that has actually helped you guys. I do apologise for the slightly buggy bandit. That's something I will go and fix. But that will be AI based data, and if necessary you can go and change his aggression levels up a little bit. I have explained how to make NPCs before, but I really do apologise for that oversight on my part. But hopefully this has been helpful. As you can see, we do actually have a fully functioning quest. We went to Dolphin, he told us what the quest was, we went, killed the bandit and got the ring. That jumped through all the quest stages. We went and we talked to Dolphin and he accepted that we've got the ring and then finished the quest for us. We can do other things. We can add objectives, you know, like when you go to your quest menu, that will update at each stage telling you what it is you have to do. So at stage 10 it'll say go and kill the bandit, he is in blah blah blah. At stage 20 it is you have slain the bandit, retrieve his ring, stuff like that. That's stuff we're going to add in the next video. We're also going to do a little bit of tidying up, because at the moment we have problems like is technically possible to get to stage 30 of the quest without stage 20. I mean that the other way around. Stage 20 without stage 30. I don't know. The point is, it's possible to retrieve the ring without killing the bandit. Killing the bandit is stage 20 of the quest, but if you pickpocketed the bandit and took the ring, then you could theoretically go from stage 10 to stage 30 without doing stage 20. And that's the kind of thing we need to edit out and sort of neaten up, and there's a few things we need to neaten up like that. But on the whole, we have a fully functioning quest. You can now go build quests in your own games, make them a bit more exciting, put more stages in, put various little things in. You know how to jump from stage to stage, and hopefully, I really do hope that's helped you guys as much as possible. I apologise if it's a little messy, it's been a rough week, shall we say. But hopefully it helped, and hopefully you guys understood. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm sure someone will help you, or I'll do my best to help you as well. Thank you for joining me as always, guys. Much love. Please do like, comment, subscribe. It helps massively. It gives me an impetus to actually make these tutorials, and I shall see you for the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye.